All right, y'all. Y'all already know if y'all been rocking with me, y'all know I love cooking. And I just happen to be hungry. Um, I'm about to make me some plant-based nachos. For those out there who are interested or, like just you want to try something, like new, you want to add something healthy to your diet. Um, try these vegan nachos. It's a simple dish and it's comfort food. It's not the healthiest, but I'm guaranteeing that it's a lot more lighter than what it is that you be eating. And at least nothing had to die for you to satisfy your hunger. Anyways, on that note, on another note, I'm watching Melanie King. This video, she says, shocking arrest in D.C. plane crash. Black Hawks pilot secret links to Biden and Hillary Clinton. Remember, my videos are for informational and entertainment purposes. Informational and entertaining purposes. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it and question everything. Take nothing at face value. Do your own research so you can get an understanding of the information. And it's great to have understanding because you know how to move when it comes to certain things because you understand how it works. Ooh, the way that light is shining, I'm my foreheading today. Anyways, so let's see what she talking about. Melanie King, I've been rocking with her for 8 to 6 months, somewhere in between there. I like the way she tells her truth. She's also very entertaining in the way that she does. So shout out to Melanie King. Keep blessing us with this beautiful content, and I will definitely keep resharing it with my love, with my little extra spin on it. Peace, love, and light. Let's see what we're talking about.
Hours of flight time is, briefly, 500 hours of flight time is so low, I wouldn't turn anybody loose in any of my airplanes at 500 hours with passengers for hire or flying anywhere near a major airport or anywhere else for that matter. I think, quite frankly, 500 hours is just barely adequate to get yourself up and back down safely. I really do. And the reason why I know that is because I was a 500-hour pilot at one time. And the time between when I got my pilot license and when I had my first major scare happens in that window, right? So somewhere between getting your pilot license and between 500 and 1,000 hours, something really sketchy is probably going to happen.
This is the pilot. So you're telling me 4 weeks ago, she's side by side with the president giving Medal of Freedoms. And then she's flying a Black Hawk helicopter 200 feet above and crashes into another plane.
So I wanted to update you guys on this whole helicopter and plane colliding in midair above protected military space in D.C., which I talked about last week. I just haven't had the time to update you, but there's a lot going on. So we have more wreckage that's come out. There's arrests that have been made, as well as some very suspicious and weird things surrounding the person that supposedly piloted this helicopter. So let me get into it. It says DC plane crash wreckage pulled from Potomac. Photo shows chopper in watery grave. Authorities began pulling the wreckage of the doomed American Airlines flight 5342 from the Potomac River on Monday, as most of the bodies of the 67 people who died in the tragedy were recovered. Photos show the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers using a crane to lift one of the plane's massive turbines from the waves and deposit it on a flatbed barge near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in D.C. It's just amazing. I've flown out of here probably 100 times in and out of here because I'm originally from D.C. This is insane. So there you go. You have some of the photos of it. And there we're seeing, you see the wreckage there. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. And it says the crane also hoisted the shattered pieces of a fuselage of the passenger jet, which slammed into an Army Black Hawk helicopter before crashing into the Potomac around 8:45 p.m. last Wednesday. And skipping through these ads, so you won't be able to see this part, but we're going to get into the arrest in a second. It says, in addition to the National Transportation Safety Board, showed the chopper lying in a shallow, watery grave as submerged parts of the doomed plane lay nearby. So this is just more photos, but I just want to give you context. The U.S. Army Corps said it is salvaging the jet first, a job that should take about 3 days. Officials have recovered bodies of 55 of the 67 people who died in the midair collision, but say they need to raise the jet's remains to retrieve the rest. Afterward, authorities will retrieve the fallen Black Hawk. The bodies of the 3 soldiers in the failed chopper have already been recovered. I just don't trust anything the government's reporting that they're doing or they picked up or that is on. I just don't trust it. Again, with us knowing that these Black Hawks now were given the capability just a few months ago to fly autonomously and remotely from even up to 300 miles away, it's just not sitting right with me. Afterwards, let me go back. All salvage operations are completed in close coordination with the Unified Command. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, they're just giving a lot of spin. So there's just more photos I want to show you guys. You can see there. And now this is the Black Hawk in its watery grave. Crazy, right? So there it is. If you haven't seen that already. And they are getting more pieces of the plane. Again, they're not touching the Black Hawk for now. We have this. There's more of the plane. So let's get over into the arrests that have been made. I had to hop onto X because dealing with news articles is just a mess. But it says they've been arrested and already released. But the video they released looked more like video taken from a cell phone. It's probably against workplace rules to record any videos of aircraft while on the work site. That's why probably baggage handlers that are, baggage handler level employees release the main video everyone has seen. So this is the guy, this is one of the main guys, Mohammed Mbenge, I don't know how to pronounce it, and Jonathan Savoy. For some reason, they don't have Jonathan Savoy's picture, but they've already been released. So what are we actually doing here, folks? And here's a better picture of him. I don't think he had any involvement. I think he's just a guy that worked there. He saw a plane, he saw the collision or he saw this going on or heard the chatter and filmed it. But they're being released, so does that mean they didn't really do anything illegal? Maybe it was just against workplace policy, which is a big difference. Now I want to give you something that looks very shady. Like this, like I said, I'm not believing anything that the government says. I feel like we have to read between the lines until we can get to the truth because the government lies. If you're not, make sure you follow me on Real Melanie King over on X because I put out a lot of stuff, try to update you guys of things going on over there. But it says Captain Rebecca Lobach, who is one of the 3 pilots in the fatal Black Hawk helicopter crash, is pictured here handing out medals of freedom with Joe Biden flanked by Hillary Clinton in the photo. Just about 4 weeks ago.
Man.
I don't believe in coincidences. This doesn't pass the smell test. Now, there is a TikToker's video that they included. Let's play that.
That is crazy.
This is the pilot. So you're telling me 4 weeks ago, she's side by side with the president giving Medal of Freedoms. And then she's flying a Black Hawk helicopter 200 feet above and crashes into another plane. Investigate.
Now, here is a...
Was they getting rid of her? Was she about to say something? More will be revealed.
clearer video, as you can see, with her and Biden and Hillary Clinton right there passing out these medals. What is going on? Are you telling me that this is on the up and up, that this makes sense? I know it looks like the video's frozen, but I promise you it's not. It's just, they're just literally just standing there.
Of our distinct style as a nation of dreamers and doers.
Rebecca Lobach, co-pilot of the Black Hawk that crashed into AA passenger plane, killing 67 people, social media accounts all but disappeared on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, Twitch, Tumblr, which once exposed her job as White House aide for Biden, DEI hire, lesbian, attended lots of pride events. Ciao. Let me see, because people are getting into DEI, but I don't think she really did it. Something about this is not sitting right. So that's her there. That's her, policy. And then even her at the White House podium in the press room. There she is pictured there again. And I believe this is her father, who also, people are investigating. Now, this is a view inside of a Black Hawk, and many are saying, okay, was this a self-delete mission where they were supposed to do this? Or was it self-piloted? We're not going to have these answers, but this is inside of a Black Hawk, and it's like, really, they just happened to crash with all of this advanced technology on it, just happened to collide with this plane on accident. And we're not going to.
You hear those questions that she's asking her brain? See, what I want you guys to understand is this. There's one part of the mind that is talking, and there's one part of the mind that is always listening. Okay?
Get the full manifest of who was actually on that plane. The passenger list that they put out, guys, please know, in my opinion, and most people's opinion, is not going to be the real list. Yes, there were real victims that were part of this, but this happens all the time. The American government, they have an agenda, and casualties are to be expected. So I do believe that there are real victims, but I do not believe the real target has been identified. And here's another person. What are the chances that the female pilot for the Black Hawk that rammed into that American Airlines flight also served as an aide under Biden? That's just too close to home, because I don't believe in weird coincidences anymore. So there's more pictures of her there. And finally, I want to show you this one. It says Rebecca Lobach was still in ROTC training in 2018. How was she flying government continuity missions in a Black Hawk in Washington, D.C. 6 years later as a captain? And how did she afford a $520,000 house 2 years into the military? I think these are legit questions. Will we ever get answers? No, because they'll say that it's classified. I don't know if Trump will release this. I don't know what's going on or is part of national security, but they have, the receipts, the documents that, to show. In fact, let me pull it up so you can see it better. Let's make this bigger. So this is her property, okay? And Woodbridge, Virginia is expensive, okay? Prince Williams County is no joke. It is very expensive. Now, it is farther from D.C. I would say it's like, with traffic, you're looking at over an hour of commute to get to Washington, D.C. I don't know where she actually was, where she reported to work, but it's still expensive. All of the D.C. area is very, very pricey. And so this $520,000, I would have to see what the house looks like, but usually people do move further out to afford more. But this makes no sense for someone at her level to be able to afford this. Guys, make sure, again, like I said, you're following me on Real Melanie King on X, as well as check out my merch, realmelanieking.com. I have some really cool.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace, love, and light.